Okay, hi. Quick USD Aeon Geek-Out. We got them delivered yesterday, so just loads of people asking loads of questions about them. So we're going to try and just have a really close look at them. Right, firstly, let's talk about sizing. If you're used to buying your skates in UK sizes, so if you judge your skates in UK sizes, then they fit true to size. So if you're UK 7, buy UK 7. If you're UK 8, buy UK 8. Ignore the EU sizing. The EU sizing's, the conversion's weird, and the EU sizes come up small because they've done the conversion weird. Look on our website, on the product description to these, it's explained. The liners in the skate, they're really thin, so you won't be able to downsize in these at all. In fact, I doubt in most cases you'll be able to put any other liners in them at all. I tried putting some MyFit Smart Fit liners in, and even they felt super tight in the skate, so probably just keep the regular liners in them. The shell sizing in UK sizes is like so: UK 5 to 6, UK 6.5 to 7, UK 8 to 9, UK 10 to 11. There's no size 12 in this skate at the moment. I don't know if they'll make one later, but at the moment no 12s. Okay, so let's have a look at just like what we've got here. Is we've got the Aeon 60, which is the white one, two shell sizes, so we're just going to compare the shell sizes. So this is a UK 7, which is UK 6.5 to 7 shell, and this is a UK 8, which is a UK 8 to 9 shell, so one shell size bigger. What a lot of people have been asking is the split between the two middle wheels much bigger as the shell sizes go up? The answer is yes, it is. Actually, the bigger shell size is in this case around 1.2, 1.3 centimeters bigger, which is really big in skate terms. So although it's really big on all of them, as you can see, it's a massive split, so maybe it doesn't matter too much to you. For the Aeon 72s, it's the same thing again. The split between the two middle wheels on the smaller shell, size 7, and the larger shell, size 8 here, 1.2, 1.3 centimeters bigger on the 72. Sole kit size. Actually, the soles on the smaller one is not much difference to the larger one. In fact, there's about 1 millimeter in it, so it's not too much to think about there. Obviously, same for the 72 millimeter skates. The other thing worth kind of comparing them to is the ground control big frames. So we've got some of the SLs here with big frames on, which I think is a really comparable skate. Not only because the big frames are very similar to the 72 millimeter frames on the Aeon skate, but also the SL is a baseless design, so the frames sit really close into the boot, and obviously the Aeon's really close to the boot. Yeah, the split on the ground control big frames is about a cup to, I think, 3 millimeters bigger on the ground control big frames than it is on the size 7 Aeon 72. So slightly bigger actually on the big frames, but then when you go up to the size 8 shell on the Aeons, it's bigger on the Aeons. But the one thing to notice is the wheels are a little bit more set in on the Aeon skate. This isn't a very good example. Here we go. Got the smaller wheels on here. As you can see more of the wheel here on the big frame. You can see less of the wheel here on the Aeon skate. So there's a couple of mil difference in terms of how far in the wheels are set into the skate. As you can see, these are 65 mil wheels that I've put on this skate, which is how I'm going to be skating them. I think it works out better. What is it's kind of deceiving the way when you look at these, because the wheel cups on the ground control big frames look like they're bigger than on the Aeon skate. It's just that they protrude more. In actual fact, like, you notice that the H block is much lower down. It's further downwards, so there's less of a groove in the Aeon skate, which you may or may not prefer, but that does mean that the wheels are covered more. You're probably less likely to catch them up, although the ground control big frames are really good, and I've never caught up anyway. So yeah. Other thing to notice, well, I've got some 65mm wheels. Some people are going to want to skate it like this with the 65 Go wheels or the 64mm ground control wheels. Notice that if you put the ruler across here as if it had a base to the skate and not the cutout, they're pretty much almost just skimming. They're that high. That's how close they come to the bottom of the boot. So if this was a boot without a cutout, then this would be skimming the bottom of the boot, and that shows that they're about the same height as a ground control Featherlight 3 frame, because a ground control Featherlight 3 frame, if you put a 65mm wheel on it, will skim the underside of the boot. So you're about the same height off the floor on the Aeon 72s with a 65 as you would be on a ground control Featherlight 3 with a 65mm frame. Okay, we just weighed each model. So the weight of these in the smaller shell size. So the UK7 is coming in at 1,560 grams. The larger shell size in the white Aeon is coming in at 1,700, so 140 grams more for the larger shell size here for the UK8 shell size in comparison to the UK7 shell size. And then the black Aeon 72, that's 1,620 on the smaller size 7 and 1,720 on the larger size 8, so it's 100 grams between these two, between shell sizes as well.